The city needs nearly $50 billion in infrastructure spending.
We can't just be going from crisis to crisis, putting fires out. We need to be proactive.
What are the priorities to keep Calgary from crumbling? Plus, stuck in a war zone.
It's an emergency travel document. I don't understand how they've closed the emergency services.
A former Southern Alberta family is stuck in Qatar waiting on a passport renewal. And buying less booze.
Once a month, or maybe even once every 2 months.
How local brewers are pivoting as fewer Canadians imbibe.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Tara Nelson.
Hello and thank you for joining us. The speed limit will soon bump up on a stretch of the QE2. The Alberta government will do a test run on part of the highway south of Leduc, where the speed limit will be set at 120 kilometers an hour.
We're looking at that pilot for 120 on Highway 2, and as soon as it warms up and the weather gets a little nicer, we will be launching that.
Right now, the speed limit is 110 kilometers an hour. Dreeshen says a survey last year showed the majority of people who responded support increasing highway speed limits. More than 90% supported restricting commercial trucks to certain lanes on major highways. No word on whether that will also be part of this pilot project. The cost to maintain and update Calgary's aging infrastructure could top $50 billion over the next decade. A report assessing the city's critical networks looks at priorities for the next 10 years of planning. That eye-popping number highlights years of underfunding, and experts say it's a problem right across the country. Jordan Canagan reports.
The price tag for Calgary to catch up on infrastructure and get ahead of growth is in, and it's a big one.
The $50 billion is not a small number. The first thing my mind goes to is that this is a Canada-wide problem.
A report from city officials looks at crumbling concrete and transit that's trailing behind, shows the 10-year capital needs. In total, the list reaches $49 billion, and the cost to just maintain the most critical infrastructure comes in at $7.5 billion.
We can't just be going from crisis to crisis, putting fires out. We need to be proactive, and that's what that infrastructure report really says. Is this is how we meet the moment of welcoming the 2 millionth Calgarian in a way that we provide the services, housing, and infrastructure that's required to keep Calgary affordable.
Transit tops the list with $10 billion worth, ranging from new trains and buses that are aging out to a proposed train connecting to the airport. Roads and pathways also need nearly $9 billion of projects to patch up cracked streets and bridges, put up new streetlights, and more.
It's going to be further exacerbated because our city is growing in an unprecedented rate, and so this problem is a problem today, but just imagine how much of a problem it's going to be in 50 years from now.
And that infrastructure issue isn't one that only Calgary has to tackle. It's a major problem across the country.
We have completed 50 years life cycle for many of those infrastructures. So in that sense, yes, the time limit is exceeded.
Jordan joins us from City Hall tonight. So, Jordan, how could Calgary possibly pay for all of this?
Well, Tara, the mayor and several councillors say they will need to push both the provincial and federal governments to help fund this long list. But Jeremy Farkas says that he believes Calgarians will be okay with some type of tax hikes to pay for this infrastructure work as long as they can prove the value of it. Now, not all of these projects are likely to be approved all at once. They'll have to prioritize which they want to tackle first, and those big decisions will happen in November at budget time. Tara?
Okay, Jordan, thank you. So far, so good when it comes to cutting our water usage. 2 days into the restrictions, and Calgarians are just under the targeted threshold of 500 million litres per day. Data from the city shows usage dropped to 494 million litres on Tuesday, 496 million litres on Monday. The restrictions are in place for 4 weeks while crews repair the Bearspaw feeder main. And while crews work to bolster the water infrastructure, the city is looking at ways to help businesses who are impacted by the long-term construction. Alicia Fieldberg joins us from Montgomery tonight. Alicia, once again, major work will impact that area for a little while.
Tara, crews are expected to be working here for the next 4 weeks, and that could impact traffic and access to businesses. But the city is hoping to mitigate that, and today a city committee looked at a possible framework to help with that. Businesses in Montgomery and Bowness saw fewer customers during the 2 catastrophic feeder main breaks and following repair work over the last 18 months.
It was really tough because you could not get off 16th. The traffic was really heavy.
Now crews are back again, strengthening the water system to avoid future breaks. But the city is also digging into ways to support businesses during long-term construction projects.
I have to say the communication, I feel, has been better this time.
A city committee discussed a report about a policy which could help identify and reduce issues businesses may face during construction.
It's important for local businesses to be able to take that to the bank and have some certainty around that. In recent years, we've seen many projects that haven't seen the level of coordination.
Marda Loop finally reopened in the fall after businesses faced 2 rough years of road closures and detours. The city paid hundreds of businesses one-time grants of $5,000, but the new report suggests it didn't provide the needed help.
So many businesses, personally, owners have talked to me that went out of business, so $5,000 isn't solving that.
Marda Loop's Business Association hopes the lessons learned there help with future projects.
Keep chaos to a minimum and to get it done fast. And also to provide support to business districts so they can promote the area, including promoting after the work is done.
The Canadian Federation of Independent Business thinks the policy addresses communication and customer access well, but the compensation plan should change.
Some other jurisdictions like Montreal and Quebec City, we've seen they've had really good success with a program that compensates businesses based on how much they've lost during a construction project.
He says compensation could come in the form of grants or even reduced property taxes.
It'd be nice to get some compensation because we didn't get anything last time, but something would be nice, you know, even if it was our business license.
Alicia Fieldberg, CTV News, Calgary.
A brand new hotel is open in downtown Calgary, and tourism officials are welcoming it with open arms. The Hampton Inn by Hilton is on 6th Avenue Southwest on the site of a former Tim Hortons. The hotel has 151 rooms on 16 floors. It was developed by 111 Properties. It is affectionately known as the Glampton because of its modern architecture and premium finishes. The hospitality industry is excited about this added accommodation.
It's literally one of the best locations in the city. It is something that we really need in the city of Calgary. We have a lot of hotels at the airport, which we have there as well. But the downtown core is in really desperate need of some more quality hotels.
As we continue to grow and expand our global reach from Calgary to destinations around the world, we're now reaching audiences in Mexico City, soon Sao Paulo, soon Abu Dhabi. These global travelers have an expectation that when they come to a place, they'll experience a full-service hotel.
The hotel is connected to the Plus 15 system, and it will have a hydrotherapy, sauna, and steam retreat by this summer. The first residents have moved into a new development on Tsuut'ina Nation. A ceremony marked the first people living in Taza Park, with 46 townhomes already built. It's the first of 3 community villages to be built through a 50-50 partnership between Tsuut'ina Nation and real estate company Canderel.
We do everything from architectural elements and some education, and now we're really, as we move forward, we're focusing on more on jobs and contracting opportunities to bridge that economic gap to make this a true economic development opportunity for the nation.
When complete, the 3 community villages will include a total of more than 6,500 residential units with room for about 12,000 residents.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
A Calgary man is charged with sexually assaulting a woman that police say he met on a popular dating app. 23-year-old Spencer Maximus Andrews is charged with sexual assault and voyeurism. Police allege he communicated with a woman on Tinder in October before meeting for a date on November 1st at his residence in southeast Calgary. That's where investigators claim he sexually assaulted her and took photos without her permission. Andrews will appear in court on May 19th. Meantime, police are looking to identify this man who they say sexually assaulted a woman in the Northeast. Around 7:45 last night, a woman was walking near Abbeydale Drive and Abbotsford Drive when a man made sexual comments towards her. He then followed her and touched her sexually. Police say the suspect is around 19 years old, 5'3", with a slim build. He was carrying a black backpack and was wearing a white hoodie and white and black Nike running shoes. Anyone with information is asked to contact police. The government has dissolved a committee tasked with reviewing deaths from domestic and family violence. The Family Violence Death Review Committee was established in 2013 to analyze cases and make recommendations for possible ways to prevent similar deaths in the future. The committee was quietly dissolved at the end of December. The Ministry of Child and Family Services says it is shifting focus to more integrated, forward-looking prevention efforts and is redirecting resources toward frontline programs and supports for those affected by these crimes. Alberta consistently ranks among the highest in Canada for intimate partner and family violence. Having a cold one or maybe meeting for drinks might feel like a ritual for some. But a recent report by Stats Canada shows overall alcohol consumption is declining. As Tyler Barrow explains, it's the younger generation that is not having a tipple.
Hump Day is here and Mount Royal University students are thinking about the weekend. Any plans to drink this weekend?
No plans. Just hanging out with friends.
Not this weekend. I will be studying for my midterms. No, not really. I'm not a huge drinker.
No, not really. I'm just gonna stay home.
These 4 students' decision to stay sober might be more than a coincidence. According to Stats Canada, liquor authorities and other retail outlets sales dipped by 1.6% for the fiscal year ending March 31st, 2025. That comes as the price of alcohol beverages in stores has increased 1.6%. On average, Canadians of legal drinking age purchased the equivalent of 8 standard alcoholic beverages per week in 2024-25, down from 8.7 the previous year and 9.7 a decade ago. This all leading to the largest annual decrease in alcohol sales in 20 years.
The decline in consumption is among younger people rather than older people.
Rod Phillips, who specializes in the history of alcohol, points to young people prioritizing their health, being financially conscious, and their ability to have fun without it.
I think it just kind of gets in the way. It's just not really who I am personally.
I don't really love the effects that alcohol has on my body, on my liver.
Producers are catching on. Toolshed Brewing Company offers 3 non-alcoholic beers.
It's absolutely hand over fist the fastest growing aspect of our business.
It launched the first dry January 2022. Tyler Barrow, CTV News, Calgary.
The federal Conservatives are pushing to allow Canada Post to ship alcohol between provinces. All right, well, don't let that sunshine fool you. Danielle joins us now. More snow's on the way.
Yes, more snow, with the bulk of it really falling tonight and tomorrow. But this is a 3-day event with on and off snow. Keep that in mind. Very slick road conditions tonight and tomorrow, because today we got up to 3 degrees. That all melted. Now it's going to freeze out there, and then we're going to add snow on top of it, plus wind, plus 0 visibility at times. We're sitting at the freezing mark right now, so temperatures are starting to fall, and we're going to be below the freezing mark for the next 4 days. Wind chill tomorrow morning to kick off the day. When off to work and school, -11, and in the afternoon, -9. Again, the heaviest snow tonight and through tomorrow. 5 to 7 centimeters possible tonight. Another 5 to 7 possible for tomorrow. I'll have the full details on all of this for you coming up, Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. Iran has choked off the world's lifeline for oil. The U.S. and Israel are hitting more Iranian targets, but Iran is attacking oil tankers. Also ahead, making a big impression, an NBA legend is boosting an Alberta business. The war in Iran is fast becoming an economic crisis. It's all about oil and shipping, with Iran targeting vessels in the critical Strait of Hormuz, a key shipping route for 20% of the world's oil. The U.S. president is threatening Iran with harsher punishment if it continues to target global oil and shipping. Here's CTV's Joy Melvin.
New video from Central Command shows the U.S. blowing up Iranian vessels suspected of laying mines near the Strait of Hormuz. Tehran has effectively closed the shipping lane, attacking more than a dozen oil tankers trying to pass, choking off the world's lifeline for oil, and sending energy prices soaring, triggering the largest release of emergency reserves thanks to oil-rich nations.
Our countries will be making 400 million barrels of oil available. I repeat, 400 million barrels of oil.
Canada helping to offset global shortages too.
Canada will do its part to contribute to the world's supply. That will bring prices down for Canadians. That will keep prices affordable for Canadians.
With the U.S. and Israel targeting Iranian military sites and Iran retaliating with a new wave of missile and drone attacks, President Donald Trump telling reporters,
right now, they've lost their Navy, they've lost their Air Force, they have no anti-aircraft apparatus at all, they have no radar, their leaders are gone, and we could do a lot worse.
The president promising to hit harder, but also saying the war is pretty much over.
Which is it? Is the war ending soon, or are we on the brink of the worst fighting yet?
Mixed messaging from Washington isn't going over well. Key Trump supporters like Joe Rogan publicly criticizing the war as a betrayal.
He ran on no more wars and these stupid, senseless wars, and then we have one that we can't even really clearly define why we did it.
With the new Supreme Leader, Iran insists it alone will decide the war's end, as the FBI now warns sympathizers or proxies could try to launch attacks on U.S. soil. Joy Malbin, CTV News, Washington.
A former southern Alberta woman and her family are stuck in Qatar as the war rages on. With missiles flying over the Middle East, they want to leave, but they can't because their son's Canadian passport has yet to arrive. And they say their questions to the federal government haven't been answered quickly. Tyson Fedor reports.
Kristen Griffiths, her husband and 2 children have lived in Doha, Qatar for 5 years where they are teachers. Their oldest son, Carter, is nearly 2 and his passport is set to expire in May. They applied for his new one, but that was before the war in Iran, and now his replacement is stuck in limbo.
It's an emergency travel document. I don't understand how they have closed the emergency services and not given Canadians who are waiting on passports. They must have a list. I don't know how they didn't give them any warning that these services were shut down.
Late Wednesday, the federal government said Carter's passport was shipped from Ottawa and has been stuck in transit since Saturday due to local airspace closures. It's expected to arrive at the embassy in Doha. Griffith says she's trying to get emergency travel documents to flee the country as missiles are intercepted overhead.
We're usually given warning when the missiles are incoming. To give you an idea of what it feels like when they're intercepting them, like the doors and the windows shake.
And Griffith says she's been told the Canadian embassy is closed to all in-person services.
She's, trying to stay safe and happy and positive and telling us things are okay, but she can't, explain to her 2-year-old why they can't go outside.
Jillian Knobloch, Griffith's sister, lives in Langdon. She has advocated to her member of parliament to find a solution.
My other sister mentioned she was talking to her on the phone yesterday and sirens are going off. Sirens indicating a strike is happening. Everyone get inside. So, yeah, it's really scary to think they're there, even more so that they can't leave if they wanted to.
Global Affairs Canada says around 5,000 Canadians have fled the Middle East so far. Griffiths is hopeful her family will soon follow if they receive some good fortune.
It's not a good feeling to be stuck in a place where you're literally in a war zone and there's no way you can get your family out.
Tyson Fedor, CTV News, Calgary.
Late today, Immigration, Refugee and Citizenship Canada said it's unsure when the passport will arrive. It adds that the embassy may still be able to offer the issuance of a temporary passport, depending on Qatar's exit conditions, though Griffith says that embassy remains closed. Global Affairs Canada says more than 8,000 Canadians had registered in Qatar.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
A slow-moving storm is affecting millions of Canadians, bringing freezing rain and ice pellets. Areas around Montreal and Ottawa are feeling it the most. Short and scattered bursts of freezing rain swept through eastern Ontario and Quebec today. The forecast called for 30 millimeters. Not quite that much fell yet. More than 150 flights were canceled, though, at the Montreal airport. Schools shut down and municipal offices closed their doors just in case. More freezing rain is expected tonight. Danielle joins us now. That storm still got a bit of punch to it.
Oh, it sure does, and it's not done with eastern Canada yet. And a huge band of freezing rain certainly starting to move through, just a little behind schedule. Look at how big this system is and extends from basically northern Ontario right into St. John's, Newfoundland. And that's mainly snowfall up to the north. And then we're looking at this mixed precipitation here, a huge thick line of freezing rain, and then rain behind that. So they're dealing with that over there. And while this doesn't look as impressive on the radar here, this will drastically change our weather and bring on blizzard-like conditions tonight and tomorrow, because we're looking at strong winds with this. Heavy snowfall. We also had a lot of melting happen today because today was such a nice day, but that's freezing out there tonight. So we have ice underneath this fresh snow that's about to fall. So very slick sidewalks and tricky driving conditions as we head through these next 12 to 24 hours. Okay, temperature right now sitting at the freezing mark in Calgary, 6 in Brooks, 5 in Medicine Hat, -1 in Pincher Creek. We will be below freezing in the city for the next 4 days. So expect wintry weather, snowy weather for the next 3 days, and cooler weather for the next 4, and then it's a completely different story. All right, wind gusts today, pretty tame, 52 kilometers per hour was the max in Pincher Creek, closer to that 50 mark in Calgary, Lethbridge. Medicine Hat was one of the gustier spots at 63 kilometer per hour gusts. Let's fast forward to tonight and tomorrow when we're looking at adding 90 kilometer per hour gusts, Lethbridge and Pincher Creek. For Calgary, Brooks, Drumheller, 40 to 50 kilometer per hour gusts, and Medicine Hat, 60. So we're looking at the winds picking up ahead of the system, but still sticking around in through tomorrow like this, which means that will be combined with the snowfall. That will reduce visibility to 0 at times in some spots, creating those blizzard-like conditions. Excessive snow expected especially along the mountains and to the west of Pincher Creek, and that's why a snowfall warning is in place for these communities. And to the north of Medicine Hat, north of Trans-Canada Highway, so north of Brooks, also a snowfall warning in place. And that's really for tonight and for tomorrow when we're looking at the bulk of the snowfall. So we're going to get on and off waves with this. I'll give you a timeline here. Tonight, it will make its way into the mountains and intensify in the mountains. And then for Calgary, ETA is about 10 o'clock tonight. Then it will intensify around that midnight hour, and it will last on and off through tomorrow. Another key thing in the far south, as you can see here, because temperatures in the morning hours will actually be above freezing, and then temperatures will fall through the day. In the morning hours, snow, rain, and even freezing rain possible. So when you combine that with the ice already on the roads for tomorrow, then the freezing rain, then the snowfall on top, extra slick road conditions in the far south expected. All right, timeline on this moving out. It really starts to taper off throughout the day on Thursday. And then as we get into Friday, just a few flurries, but then we get our next round on Saturday. So this, again, on and off snowfall. How much can we expect? Well, further closer to the mountains, closer to that 20-30 centimeter mark. And for most communities from High River up, we're looking at anywhere from 10 to 15 centimeters in total. So Calgary tonight, 5 to 7 centimeters, another 5 to 7 centimeters possible tomorrow. Friday, just a dusting to a centimeter, and then another 2 to 4 possible on Saturday. Temperatures will start to warm up, though, as you can see, significantly by next week.
The Killam Award is one of Canada's highest scholarly honours, and now 2 Calgarians can claim it as their own. Both have earned the Dorothy Killam Award and a $100,000 prize each to be put toward research. Dr. Nigel Shrive from the University of Calgary has been awarded the prize for his groundbreaking work in biomedical and civil engineering. Dr. Shabir Barzanjeh has the Killam Fellowship for his work at advancing next-generation quantum technology. Dr. Shrive's work led to changes in how ligament injuries and osteoarthritis are treated, yet he was surprised to get the award.
Being a professor, you're trained to teach for 50 minutes, so you open your mouth and just keep going on and on and on. But yeah, no, I was pretty speechless. I was quite flabbergasted that the committee would have found me sufficiently worthy of the award.
The national awards recognize Canadian researchers whose work is helping shape the country's future through innovation and discovery. First Nations chiefs from Alberta were at Buckingham Palace today. They warned King Charles about the threat of the separation movement here. And later, it's a big weekend for people who love all things dinosaur. We'll tell you about Paleo 2026. First Nations chiefs from Western Canada met privately with King Charles today at Buckingham Palace. The visit reaffirms the relationship between First Nations and the Crown, but the Alberta chiefs in the group also raised concerns about the separatist movement. With more, CTV National's Kathy Lee joins us from downtown Calgary. Kathy, what can you tell us?
The meeting happened thousands of kilometers away in London, but the issue being raised with the King is one that has been playing out right here in Alberta, including Calgary's downtown, where rallies for and against separation have taken place. The delegation of Treaty 6 chiefs are from Saskatchewan and Alberta. The goal of the 7 First Nations leaders was to present the King with an invitation to Canada next year to mark the 150th anniversary of the signing of Treaty 6. However, with the separatism movement growing, Alberta chiefs wanted to take the opportunity to shed light on this, saying that the Crown's obligation is to protect and uphold treaty rights against separatist threats and to remind the King that their relationship is not with provinces or Canada, it is with the Crown.
We keep saying it over and over and over that treaty is part of the Constitution. Without the Constitution, there would be no provinces. We signed treaty to share the land to the depth of a plow. And the King understands this, and his mother understood this.
Indigenous leaders have been vocally opposed to the separatist movement in Alberta, many calling on Premier Danielle Smith to denounce it. The province's Justice Minister has said that the government has taken particular and specific steps to ensure First Nations and treaty rights are respected. Grand Chief Joey Pete said the meeting today lasted nearly 1 hour and that he came away with a positive impression, saying the King acknowledged the group's concerns. Kathy Lee, CTV News, Calgary.
A fourth member of Parliament, this time an NDP MP, has crossed the floor to join the Liberals. There was a hero's welcome for Lori Idla when she met her new Liberal colleagues today. Prime Minister Mark Carney called her down to earth and praised her work as an MP in Nunavut. It puts his government just 2 seats shy of a majority. Idla says threats to Canada's sovereignty and concerns for her constituents in the north led to the decision.
There are a variety of many things that have allowed me to really reflect on this, and I'm very thankful to be so warmly welcomed.
The Liberals can form a majority government if they win 2 out of the 3 by-elections next month. Well, parents know strollers can be costly, but nothing compares to this Lamborghini luxury. How much the car maker's new venture could set you back. Alberta is one of the best places in the world to hunt for dinosaur fossils. This weekend, there is a free symposium for all dinosaur lovers at Mount Royal University. It's a chance to learn from each other and also to hear what researchers have in the works. Kevin Fleming reports.
He's collected a variety of fossils from all over the world, and now John Note is one of 3 paleontologists with Stantec Consulting.
My mum laughed when I got this job because she said, basically, I've been collecting fossils since I was 7, and she said, you finally got a chance to get paid for it.
The team goes out to construction sites to preserve any fossils that may be uncovered. Node's specialty is trace fossils, like footprints, burrows, or signs of bird feeding.
I think that the most important thing is to have a really good imagination, because it's lovely when you have a perfect dinosaur footprint like the one on my shirt, but more likely you're going to get some weird scrape that you're trying to work out which animal it might come from.
Node discovered these trace fossil prints of claw marks left from a crocodile swimming in North Calgary 62 million years ago. He's one of the speakers at the 29th annual Paleo 2026 Symposium.
There's a chance for the public to come along and really learn about animals like marine reptiles, dinosaurs, trace fossils, which is what I'm going to be talking about, which is the traces left behind by these ancient animals. And yeah, we just want to showcase what's going on in paleontology and share it with the public.
This is an example of some of what visitors will see at the 2-day event hosted by the Alberta Paleontological Society. They're looking for microfossils.
There's quite a beautiful matrix, actually. So you've got really pretty rocks, and then the fossils themselves are actually very lovely, yeah. And they're very small, because from the pictures, they look pretty good, big, but actually the actual fossils are about the size of a pinhead, so they're small.
Mona Trick says people of all ages come to the symposium to share their passion for dinosaurs with others in the community. Paleo 2026 takes place Saturday and Sunday at Mount Royal University. Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Calgary.
The event is free, and we have more information on our website. All right, reindeer racing is a real thing. It happens in Finland and it draws a crowd. Yeah, these are some real reindeer games. Raising and caring for reindeer is a big part of Scandinavian culture, especially for the Sami Indigenous people in the north. Reindeer racing is an organized and regulated competition there. This year, the winner was a reindeer named Pom Pom. His owner says he is exceptionally fast and smart.
I guess we shouldn't be surprised that they're fast.
I really expected Santa Claus behind one of those reindeer.
Or for them to lift off the ground a little bit.
Maybe we just weren't allowed to film it. Well, here's a perfect stroller for your baby if they have a need for speed.
Yeah, we've got a sporty look, but still a really functional product that's going to work hard for parents, but in a fashion that sort of stands out from the crowd and is a little bit different.
Oh, this will stand out from the crowd. Lamborghini and the British stroller company Silver Cross have collaborated to create this fancy stroller. It is turning heads at a baby show in London this week, especially with car lovers, as you might imagine. It's the most expensive pram at the show. It retails for more than $7,000.
Why? Just why?
It better have an engine on that baby.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. Or seatbelts or something. I don't know. It's snazzy. It's definitely snazzy.
Sure.
Give it that. Sure.
Well, if you could afford a Lambo stroller, you're rich. But are you this rich? Nice way to spend an evening playing tennis from yacht to yacht. This is kind of a whole other level of wealth. This is Jacob Bradshaw. He's an Australian tennis player. Just having a quick match with a friend. Sunset in Egypt. They've each got their own yacht.
Just lobbying it back and forth.
As you do.
As you do. I mean, who doesn't do that?
Who doesn't do that? Nice.
It's another life.
Several nations are making a record release of oil stockpiles just ahead. It's an attempt to keep oil prices down. We'll tell you how this news affected closing numbers in our business report.
All right, Skywatch weather camera, quiet right now, isn't it? We had sunshine today. We had a daytime high of 3 in the city, as you can see right here. Currently, we're at the freezing mark. Normal is 3, right where we should be today, and things are about to change, especially for these next 3 days, where you can expect on and off snow for the next 3 days. Significant moisture feed from the southwest will give us that consistent moisture. All right, winds picking up tonight, 90 kilometers per hour. Pincher Creek, Lethbridge, 60, Medicine Hat, and 50 in through Calgary, Brooks, and likely Drumheller as well. Banff around that 40 mark. So we're looking at gusty conditions tonight and tomorrow, and we're also going to add snowfall to this. We also will have ice patches out there from all the melting that happened today and the freezing tonight. So very treacherous sidewalks and roads coming up here. Wind chill -11 for tomorrow morning, -9 for tomorrow afternoon. The heaviest snowfall will be tonight, 5 to 7 centimeters, and then another 5 to 7 centimeters possible tomorrow. That's your 24-hour forecast, brought to you by Action Furnace, fixed right or it's free. When we're looking at amounts, the bullseye areas where we're looking at the highest amounts will be along the mountains closer to Banff and Canmore, as you can see by these expected totals here, and north of Medicine Hat. So Drumheller could be another bullseye area closer to 20 centimeters possible. Along QE2 down through Calgary, Okotoks, High River in those 10 to 15 centimeter range. All right, and I want to make you happy because with all this penguin walking on the sidewalks and the white knuckle driving, we're looking at cold weather for the next 4 days, but next week you can see temperatures will be in the teens.
Thank you, Danielle. A New City report says Calgary needs an eye-popping amount of infrastructure funding. It says Calgary's infrastructure needs could cost nearly $50 billion over the next decade for everything from transit to roads. The city is looking at ways to compensate businesses in Montgomery and Bowness affected by water main repairs. Some business owners say communication has improved. And new data shows Canadians are buying less alcohol. Sales are down for the 4th consecutive year. Ottawa is winding down the number of temporary work permits it offers, and advocates for small businesses say they could soon be left scrambling to find enough employees. The Canadian Federation of Independent Business says more than 1.3 million temporary work permits are set to expire by year's end. The organization's president, Dan Kelly, says that'll see many workers either leaving the country or left in limbo waiting for new paperwork. The CFIB pointed to a survey suggesting most members would face challenges if they couldn't couldn't rely on foreign workers. The group called on Ottawa to take steps to grandfather in temporary foreign workers already in the country and new pathways for lower skilled applicants who have maintained their legal status. Gas prices have spiked over the last week because of the conflict in the Middle East, but Canadians could soon get a break at the pumps. Here's BNN Bloomberg's Marilla Fernandez.
The International Energy Agency says it will release 400 million barrels of oil, which will be the largest release it's ever done. The oil will come from the reserves of countries that are part of the agency, including Canada. More than 1.2 billion barrels are held as emergency stock. Oil, of course, in short supply with tankers backed up at the Strait of Hormuz because of the Middle East conflict. Typically, about 15 million barrels would pass through the strait every day. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar down a fraction to 73.61. West Texas Intermediate up over $3 to 87.25. Western Canadian Select is down over $8 to 68.31. And the TSX lost 150 points today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
The Transportation Safety Board of Canada has issued a report on a derailment near Colehurst more than 2 years ago. 11 cars came off the tracks in CPKC's Kip Yard. The investigation says there was an inaccurate estimate of the remaining distance for coupling cars via remote control. It says the crew's switching practices were not safe. An employee providing distance information was doing so by portable two-way radio while driving a vehicle, dividing his attention. No one was hurt and no dangerous goods spilled. The company has since held a safety blitz to educate crews. We are learning more about Parks Canada's decision to ban fishing and watercraft activities on some popular mountain lakes. Officials say whirling disease has been detected at Lake Louise for the first time. The highly infectious disease is deadly for fish populations, particularly trout, whitefish, and salmon. To prevent further spread, Moraine Lake, Bow Lake, and Lake Minnewanka will be closed to paddleboarding, canoeing, and fishing with waders. In Yoho and Kootenay National Parks, those activities will remain banned in all lakes and rivers. But at this point, no changes are coming to visitors at Lake Louise.
Lake Louise is ecologically important as a headwater lake. However, it does not have additional conservation concerns for sensitive species. As such, water activities in Lake Louise will continue to be allowed with safeguards in place.
Parks Canada says they are constantly monitoring their measures to combat invasive species, but so far there is no end date for this new strategy. A young Calgary boxer hopes to win a national title, and the teenager will reach for that goal right here in our city. Glenn has more on Leo the Lion coming up.
I'm just happy to be here. It's my first time in Edmonton. I went out last night by myself. Everybody was hospitable. I think the Canadian people know that Shaq loves Canada.
Brick employees from across Canada got a big surprise this morning. A visit from Shaquille O'Neal. The global superstar was in Edmonton as the retailer announced it is now selling the Star Center's new line of furniture designed for the big and tall crowd. Shaq himself is 7'1" and 325 pounds. Employees were delighted with the visit. Calgary is hosting this year's Junior Boxing Nationals at the Genesis Centre later this month. Glenn's back with us. There's a Calgarian really making a name for himself in this sport.
Tara, Lionel Azuni's only 15 years old, but already he has accomplished a lot in this sport. He's won Golden Gloves, the Diamond Belt, and just brought home the gold in the 57-kilogram Junior C category at the Alberta Provincial Boxing Tournament in Edmonton. And now Leo the Lion wants to win a national title. Lionel Azuni's ring nickname is Leo the Lion. And the 15-year-old thinks that fits him to a T.
It just relates to my name, and I don't know, my coach came up with it and stuck ever since.
Azuni started boxing when he was 11 years old. He tried soccer, but it just wasn't his sport.
And I really noticed some of my teammates that weren't trying, and sometimes we'd lose, and I didn't like that. I wanted to always put in the work for myself, and my results would show in the ring. So that's why I decided to choose boxing.
Leo the Lion isn't the biggest boxer, but he packs a powerful punch. And he's hoping to make some noise at the Junior Nationals in Calgary this month.
Well, my expectations are, I'm going to go in there, I'm going to show what I've been working on. Win or lose, it's okay, but I know I've worked hard for this, and I'm ready. the fighters from everywhere. I've sparred a lot of people. I know what it feels like to be in the ring, and I'm ready to fight everybody.
Lionel's dad is proud of his son's accomplishments so far in and out of the ring.
He's a very good kid. He's listening well. He's doing very good in school and training hard every day, so I am very proud of him.
Louis Raposo has trained many boxers over the years. He says Izuni is a quick learner and has a bright future in the sport.
He was very dedicated, and he worked hard in everything I taught him. All the movements, he started doing it very young, so I kind of knew that he was going to be something special.
Izuni is dedicated in the ring and in the classroom. He trains multiple times a day and maintains a 90-plus average in school. He says he's never scared when he pulls on the gloves because being smart has been the key to his success so far.
When I'm in the ring, I feel safe because I know in my training, I've worked on my defense. I've put in the hours on my defense, moved my head. I've practiced every day, slipping, moving the punches. I know how to defend myself in the ring.
The Junior Nationals run from March 18th to the 22nd at the Genesis Centre. Canada had a chance to advance to the next round of the World Baseball Classic. The mission? Beat Cuba. We're going to pick it up in the 5th inning. Canada up 1-0. Abraham Toro at the plate, and he will take Yariel Rodriguez deep to right field. It is gone. Solo shot for Toro, 2-0. Canada. Big 6th inning for Canada. Bo Naylor will drive this one down the right field line. That scores Davidson from third, and it makes it a 3-1 game. Canada, a couple of batters later, Otto Lopez finds the hole on the left side. Naylor scores. Here comes Denzel Clark, and he will slide in safely, so it's 5-1 for Canada. And they would go on to beat Cuba. Final score 7-2. Here's your final out. What a huge win for Canada at the World Baseball Classic. For the first time ever, they make it past the pool stage and are headed for the quarterfinals. One final note in sports, Cavalry FC has come to terms with forward Ali Musi. They've signed the veteran to a contract with the club through 2028. Good news for them.
Awesome. Thank you, Glenn. All right, storms are coming, Danielle.
It sure is. Now, expect wintry weather on and off for the next 3 days and cold weather for the next 4 days. The bulk of the snowfall arrives tonight and for tomorrow. So 5 to 7 centimeters possible tonight, another 5 to 7 centimeters in the city possible tomorrow. Then we taper off to flurries here and there on Friday, anywhere from a light dusting to a centimeter. And then another wave arrives on Saturday with another 2 to 4 centimeters. But that's your Action Furnace 5-day forecast. But you know what? This is what it looked like today. And we'll get back to the nice, calm weather in a few days after all the penguin walking on the sidewalks and then white knuckle driving out there, because it will be very, very treacherous over these next 24 hours. Weather window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors. Crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, and Alberta's climate. Roy Miller sent this one in, taken today. Drive into Diamond Valley. This is just south of there. How stunning is that?
Nice shot.
Also nice to know that we'll be in the teens next week.
Thanks for your company tonight. Have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow.